Happy birthday to Wurt the Half-Pint herself, and as she says, Merms are known for their hospitality, Florp. She has some very interesting mechanics, so let's see what she has to offer. She has probably been one of the most unique characters in this game, but anyway, let's just jump straight to it. As like before, we start off with in the compendium where we look at her stats. She has 150 health, 200 hunger, and 150 sanity. Now again, she's one of those characters that her max stats change depending on certain situations, but either way, we will get to that later. So today is October 7th, so happy birthday to Merm, to the Merm, and let's start off with her first quirk, at home in the swamp. And that is already apparent as soon as she enters swamp territory, as she gains an extra 33% increased movement speed when walking along marsh turf. Now this doesn't stack when roads are in place, so as you can see, when I walk across roads, doesn't matter. So this is already establishing her home in the swamp. Her next trait is that she, when in the swamp, is that you see these indicators here? Those are indications of where tentacles are. So she can already spot out dangers that are hiding in the swamp, because I've met many sticky ends just because I didn't see the indicator of where the tentacles are. And I think this next bit was pretty obvious. Merms are neutral to her, which basically means she can't get attacked by them. Yep, that's basically it, but she has some new technology that can advance Merm kind. And first up is her ability to craft Merm houses. Now, these do differ from regular Merm houses, as you can tell by appearance, and also these ones only have one house, while the rundown houses here have 4 Merms in them. Yeah, so that's really the only difference there. But she also has the ability to build the DIY royalty kit. Now, both of these are locked behind as a science machine, so they're not that hard to build. But with the DI royalty kit, you see, as soon as you build it, you're gonna have to keep building it. And to keep building it, you need 20 kelp, 10 pigskin, and 15 beefalo fur. So yep, we're going land and sea for this one. But once you do manage to get all the materials required for it, simply place them all into the DIY royalty kit, build the thing, and you can see a giant mat occurs, and a random Merm nearby will come over and sit in the center of it. What to do from then? Yeah, well, this is where it starts getting interesting. Bring over any veggie item, doesn't matter if it's crockpot or just a few seeds, feed it to him, and he will grow into the glorious Merm King. Now this is, when he comes around, he will buff up all Merms in the area, and you'll see some slight appearances, different appearances with Wurt, and her stats will jump quite a bit, from 200 to 250 hunger, 200 sanity, and 250 health. Wurt also possesses the power to make Merm fortifications. These are basically guard towers. You can make them. These do require an alchemy engine to make though. And if a Merm King is active, then a Merm guard will come out. Now, if there is no Merm King, the towers will do absolutely nothing. But if the Merm King dies, all Merms will get debuffed, and the Merm guards will become worse than an actual Merm. And finally, she can also make marsh turf, which are basically self-explanatory. You can use reeds and rot to make them, and they gain no additional benefits. The final out of her fishy crafts is the clever disguise. Using a piece of fish, a reed, and 2 sticks, you can make the clever disguise. Now, it's a funny looking headgear item, but it's not used for Wurt. It's used for other players. Give this hat to anyone other than Wurt, and all Merms will become neutral to her, which is absolutely great. This means that if there's a Wurt player, you can give it to any. You can make the skies give it to any players, and they can roam around the swamp carefree. Tentacles will obviously still attack, but also, and you can also befriend Merms this way, but you can't befriend the Merm guards. That's a benefit only accessible by Wurt. I think this mechanic was pretty self-explanatory, given that she's a Merm. All pigs and all neutral enemies will become hostile to her, and that always seemed pretty obvious. But moving on. Also, but before I do go, apparently if you give her like the pigs a clever disguise, they'll become neutral to Wurt, which I don't understand. Also, she can't trade with the Pig King, which I guess makes sense, but still we'll talk somewhere, but I don't want to go into it. But her final downside is the fact that she can't eat meat. She's a full-fledged vegetarian, so no meat products or eggs will work. She can only eat berries and vegetables, but she does get a bit of extra bit of an extra hunger boost when eating vegetables, not fruits, only vegetables. And a final mechanic taken from her animated short is that she can read Wickerbottom's books, which is a very interesting trait. She can't trigger the effects, right? She can only gain sanity or lose sanity from reading these books. Like, she gains sanity from Birds of the World, Sleepy Time Stories, and On Tentacles, and loses sanity from Applied Silviculture, Horticulture Abridged, and The End is Nigh. So, keep note for any Wickerbottom players on the team. And the last thing to talk about is her favourite food, which are durians. So if you look here, you need that specific seed. I can't remember the name of it. You can only grow them in spring, right? They don't need that much water, and they consume a lot of compost. All right, so have a composting bin and regularly feed it wet and dry ingredients. Dry being like logs, sticks, grass, and wet ingredients being like food and that. And talk to it often, and you might be lucky to get a giant durian. And that is all from Wurt here. If I missed anything, feel free to let me know. It annoys me when I miss things in an explanation, okay? Hope everyone enjoys Wurt's birthday, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody!